Hello, everyone. Hi. We're about to start. My name is Kelly Sosa. I'm the Assistant Director in the Office of Residential Life. I usually like to engage with the public, so that's why I asked for a handheld microphone so I can go up and down the aisles and strut and stuff. So just kidding. But I'm very excited to be here with all of you to talk about residential life. Again, my role is to be an assistant director within the office. A little bit of what I do, many of you guys probably won't see me as first year students. I'm a little bit removed. I supervise wonderful Christopher and other residential directors on campus, indirectly supervise the RAs and RFMs. I do higher level conduct, educational programming on a broader sense, and I liaise with a bunch of offices on campus to make sure all of you have the best resources to be the best student on campus, right? And I will allow Christopher Little, resident director within McKeon Hall, to introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well and excited to see so many people in person because this is really weird considering. My name is Christopher Little. I'm the resident director for first year students. I oversee McKeon Hall. And if you have looked at any of the old, back in the day, Instagram videos, you saw me with a real nappy beard and crazy hair because we couldn't go to the barbershop. So that's me. I basically oversee just about everything that's happening in McKeon Hall. So interacting with the students that live there, of course, overseeing the resident assistants and resident first year mentors, in addition to some advising work with the Resident Housing Association and all of the other fun, exciting things that happen during your first year of school. So very excited that y'all are here and eager to engage with y'all today. And I don't have a handheld mic just because I like to read a little bit.
I do too. I like to read.
She likes to read as well. Okay.
You ready?
Yes. All right, so let's talk about McKeon Hall. So the next couple of slides is going to be all McKeon. We're going to talk about some really wonderful things and amenities inside of the building. But just a little bit of information about McKeon as we jump off. We do have a lot of staff that reside in the building. We'll talk about that, but just know that space is packed with a lot of resources and people that are there to assist you and love on you and make sure you're having a really good experience, okay? And parents, it's important that you know that too. We got your students' backs, okay? So 2 resident directors in McKeon Hall. One is Nicole Vaughn. RD Nicole oversees floors 11 through 16. Christopher Little, I oversee floors 17 through 22, okay? So we oversee the students in that community, the student staff in that community, and but we co-run the building. So of course, if you need anything, you can default your student staff and then come to us next, okay? There are 12 floors in McKeon. We house about 424 residents from double and triple rooms. You all should know this because it's a lot of information that's been online, but twin extra long beds, one wardrobe or desk per student, and desk per student. There's storage under the bed so you can make your home into your home. That's really important. Yes, you're coming to school. Yes, you're living in the residence halls, which is a really wonderful time, but you are also moving into your home away from home. So it's your space to sort of decorate within parameters, of course, and feel comfortable there. We do have 24 student staff members. Those are the RAs and the RFMs that live on the floors in the building. 1 RA and 1 RFM per floor. So whatever floor you're on, that'll be your RA and RFM, and you'll get really familiar and connected with them throughout the year. You don't have to worry about that at all. We also have, in addition to the 2 resident directors, myself and RD Nicole, we have 2 Jesuit in residence. So you see on the left, we have Father Vin or Father Vincent DeCola, who's assistant dean over Gabelli, and then we have Father Mark Burke, who is a professor or lecturer in the philosophy department. So they're also in the space to engage with students, sometimes help with the academic pieces, and also participate in some programming to make sure that you are feeling connected with a faculty or staff in the residence hall as well, okay? We have a lot of amenities in McKeon Hall. It's a really beautiful building. I'm sure, well, you know, you're sort of in it. And it's a beautiful building, right? So we have a lot of things happening. We have lounge spaces on the floor. So when you come here, when you move into McKeon, you're expected to engage and connect, right? That's part of it. And we have a lot of common space for you to do that. We also have quiet study lounges too, two of those. That's just a space. If you want to do your academic thing, you want to strictly have a quiet space, that's where you can go, okay? We have a vending and stack machine room and a free laundry room where you can, well, where you need to wash and dry. If you do not know how to do that, learn now, okay? If you don't know when you get here, I'll teach you, okay? $2 a lecture, just kidding. But we'll take care of you, okay? You will learn how to wash clothes, it's completely okay. Community kitchen and dining. The bottom floor, technically this building, we have the community dining space, but you also have a kitchen space on the 22nd floor and a half kitchen also in the community as well. So if you need to cook and prepare your own dishes, you can do that, okay? If you need to wash your dishes, you can do that as well. If you store things in a large fridge or in a cabinet space, you can do that on the community, in the community kitchen, just label everything. We have a seminar space on the 22nd floor, which is a large space where we do a lot of the activities, but also a space where this past year we used for some academic pieces too, and a reflection space. Maybe not the reflection space. We had to shift some things around. But we have a lot of amenities in the building, okay? So a lot of opportunities for you to connect outside of your actual room. This is a standard, typical double space. I think you all have taken a tour or are taking tours of the community, but that's just basically what it is, 210 square feet. Again, your space is your own. You decorate it and make it look nice in the way that you need to, and that's where you're going to be living for a full academic year, so make sure you make it comfortable. That's one of the double spaces, and on the next slide, we also show you some of the triple spaces. So 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers, and a triple, 3 of everything, okay? These are just some pictures of the kitchen. A really nice, look at that, fancy kitchen, very nice and clean. Please keep it that way. It doesn't always stay that way. On the photo on the right, we have some residents doing what do we call this? Let's taco about it. So you're making tacos and you're having some conversations based on a specific topic. So it's a lot of things to do in the spaces and with your community, okay? And we do feed you, okay? Do not worry about that. At events, you will get fed, okay? This is where the tummy comes into play. This is a seminar space that we have on the 22nd floor where we do a lot of our community things. The projector, we have a smart board, computer, tables, chairs, and that was an open mic night that we did back in the day. You're gonna see some photos where you don't see masks and a lot of people together. That was pre-COVID, okay? We followed last year. And we have a theater space and a movie lounge on the 16th floor. So it's actually blackout curtains, the theater style seating, and a nice big large television. And you can also use the space to hook up any gaming systems. Any gamers in here? Yeah. Yes, very good. I love it. I love it. Anyone ever want to play video games, you let me know, because I promise you I will win. So video games, anyone, if you want to watch your Netflix or Hulu, movies, all those other things, you have the opportunity to do it in the movie theater space, okay? And anyone that enjoys dancing or just moving, we have a dance lounge. So that's well, you can see the flooring, but that's the mirrors all around. Any dancers in the building? Oh my gosh, really good. I love it. Yeah, this space is used a lot of times by the ALE students, but also for the people that like to, and theater, yes, and theater as well, and people that just like to bust a move. So whatever you get, show us. And this is a community dining space, okay? So you all know that, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but first year students in McKean, you have to have have paid for your room and board, basically your dining piece, right? So you have the opportunity to just come to the first floor and walk over to community dining and have some grub. Dining has been expanding, it's become even more so inclusive, so whatever dietary restrictions you have, oftentimes they are working to accommodate that, but some really good food and also a chance for you to mingle, because the best way to connect is to break bread. That's where we do it. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about McMahon Hall. So McKeon is predominant, no, actually McKeon is all first year. And obviously we have such a boom of first year students on campus this year, where some of you are going to be housed in McMahon if you choose to live there. So if you notice and you've already filled out your housing application, that was an option, right? Nod, no, if you haven't filled it. Thanks, John, I appreciate your energy. Thanks. So yeah, you have the option to select McMahon Hall. So McMahon Hall, it's a little bit different than McKeon. It's our first residential building on campus, so it's a little bit older, but it gets a lot of love every summer. So we make sure we try to update it every couple of floors. We update it every summer, just so we can keep up with that. So we house about 750 to 800 students. We may house a little bit more this year. Normally about 80 first-year students. There's a high number of first-year students this year, so we're probably looking at around 100. We do house law students, roughly 25 to 50 law students, and they're designated on the top floors, which is 19 and 20. We do have RAs that live on campus, specifically in first year floors. We do assign an additional staff member because we want to make sure you have additional resources, but normally there's 17 RAs, one for each floor. And then 2 resident directors as well. They're master level professionals, just like in McKeon. They split and co-run the building just like McKeon to make sure you guys are getting the same type of resources. And if you remember, Chris mentioned that Father Burke and Father Vin lived in McKeon. We do have additional staff outside of ORL that live within McMahon Hall. Is actually campus ministry. Her name is Erin Hoffman. She lives there with her 3 kids and husband, very engaged with the community on a spiritual leadership and I'd say more Jesuit pedagogy level. McMahon Hall is 20 stories. We house upper class and first year law students, which I already mentioned. This is apartment style, which is very, very different to McKeon. So I really wanna point that out. It's the layout of the building is just different. So it's apartment style. So apartment style means that there's a bathroom, a private kitchen, a private living room, that you share that space with other individuals. Those apartment styles are 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. And in each bedroom, you could be one of 2 or one of 3. So it's double occupancy or triple occupancy, okay? Heads up. And there's no mandatory meal plan because you have a kitchen, right? So you actually don't have to pay the meal plan that you would have to pay within McKeon, okay? Big difference. We house the fitness center on campus in McMahon. It's located on the 2nd floor. You need your ID because it's an entry point between the plaza and McMahon. So you can't just walk in. You have to show that you're a resident on campus or you belong to the Fordham community because it is open to everyone. Who's Fordham? Who's part of the Fordham community? Sorry, let me complete that. We also try to build community, right? So because it's apartment style, it could be, the apartments sometimes are very siloed, and so the RAs actually try double as hard to build community within McMahon Hall, especially within our first year floors. So we have about 4 lounges throughout the building. The 5th floor lounge is dedicated to our first year students because that lounge is set up like a seminar. So we can have classroom time in there, programming, etc. We also have 4 laundry spaces. 4?
Yeah,
Or 3? 3. Sorry about that. I'm overselling it. Sorry. We have 3 laundry spaces on campus on the 2nd floor, 8th floor, and 16th. Damn. Okay, I use the one on the 2nd because I live on the 2nd. So I actually live within McMahon Hall as well, just to be an added resource to the resident directors and the RAs. So I always stick to the 2nd, so there's that. But Thank you for that correction on the 10th floor and 16. Let's talk a little bit about,
Let's talk a little bit about what you'll need. All right, so what to bring? All right, so remember I talked about this is your home away from home. So make sure you are bringing what you need to make it your home. Of course, you are in New York City, so you can also buy it around the corner somewhere, I'm sure, okay? So television is really important. An iron, I know a lot of students don't like to come to college with an iron or an ironing board, okay? You need one, because if you're
or
gonna...
a steamer. We can
Or
bring
steamer,
a
okay?
steamer, too.
You don't want to, be getting dressed for something and then you're looking a little wrinkle, okay? Of course, if you don't have one, just contact RD Chris. I always got an iron and an ironing board. A waste basket, of course, so you can get discard of any trash in your space. Any closet organizers and hangers. Remember, you are working with limited space, okay? It's gonna be a really big, beautiful space, but limited space too, okay? So you wanna have things that you can make sure you organize and condense a bit. Some storage boxes, desk lamp, a laundry bag. If you forget those, we actually keep some spares, but bring laundry because you have to tote. The laundry room is on the 11th floor, so if you don't live on the 11th floor, and even if you do, you have to tote those things to the laundry room. Linens, your towels, your sheets, your blankets. Kitchen utensils and cookware, that's for McMahon Hall. And McKeon, we provide those. McMahon does as well.
Yeah. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, honestly,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And I will encourage folks to think about bringing what you need, not what you want. I'm very amazed when folks show up with the U-Haul. I'm like, whoa. Where are you gonna fit all that? And then they have to go back with all that because they realize they can't fit all that. So always keep in mind, we want you guys to make this into your home, but bring what you need, not just everything that you want.
Yes, very good point. Because when it's time to pack and move out or move things around and get rid of things, you're overdo it. So that's a very good point. And then a micro fridge or a mini fridge for those in McKeon, okay? It's going to be really important for you to keep your food and for the micro fridge to have the microwave component. If you want to invest in that, you can rent those through our office, of course, but you want to heat up your food too. Go ahead.
I'll take care of this one.
Hit it.
Some things to leave at home. And so we do have rules and regulations. Usually it's actually it has to do with safety, right? And you're living in a community. Some of you guys come from spaces, and when you're living on your own, great, awesome. But if you're gonna transition to living on campus, you have to learn how to live within a community. And if you feel like that's gonna be an issue, totally cool, we can work with you on that. But just know there are certain things that you really, really should keep at home. Alcohol, drugs, paraphernalia, things of that nature makes sense. But it's always important for me to kind of like point that out. Yes, John? Yeah. Yeah. No. So we have a cook. We have a chef in the house. He asked if he can bring alcohol to cook. Yeah, absolutely not. No. So you want to stay away from that. But I appreciate how creative you are in the dance
question.
studio, like video games. Like, that's great. Keep that at home. Candles, incense, things of that nature, keep it at home as well. I know you guys want to keep your room fresh, smelling nice. There are other methods to do so. Do not use candles. They will be confiscated, right? So we definitely have inspections. You're notified by your RA and RFM when they're happening, so you don't feel like we're intruding in your space. But we like to make sure that things are being followed. So make sure you keep that at home. Electrical appliances, specifically for McKeon, keep that at home. Yep, because the space is very small. You have a full kitchen on the 22nd floor, and so make sure that stays at home. The only thing you can rent out is a microwave and a coffee maker. You can bring a coffee maker, because I've seen the mini Keurigs. So you can definitely bring those. Space heaters, keep those at home. They're so dangerous. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're extremely dangerous. String lights. The amount of string lights I have in my office, my God. They're very pretty, I'm not gonna lie, very nice. You probably have a lot of them at home, makes your room look homey. That's cute, keep it at home. Don't bring it because it will get confiscated, and honestly, you won't get them back until the end of May?
Yes.
Right, when you depart, so there's that. Pets, including fish, turtles, Ferrets. Ferrets are illegal in New York City, by the way, so don't bring them. You think like this is self-explanatory? It's not. I always have to remind folks to keep your pets at home. Like I love pets. I can't even have them, and I'm a full-time professional staff member. I follow these rules as well. So make sure you're keeping those at home, and you can visit those pets when you are visiting home during the holidays or on the weekends or whenever that makes sense to you. Tapestries, curtains, flags. I'd say mini flags are okay. Flags that take up the entire wall are not okay. Fire hazard. That's the reason. Curtains. All curtains. All curtains?
That's what we have.
Cool, awesome. All curtains, they stay at home. Tapestries, they're the biggest thing. That, I'd say, is tapestries and string lights. An obsessive amount in my office. I don't know what to do with them. Keep them at home. Drones, believe it or not, keep them at home. We had a kid about, I don't know, before my time, so I've been here 4 years. 5 years ago, right before I started. Had a drone. We didn't have rules for drones yet, so we messed up on that side, but then we made rules, right? It was a really, really hot mess. He damaged a window, and he got billed for that window. And it was a McKeon window, and you see how nice this building is, right? Yeah, see? That's the face I needed. That's the face I needed. I wasn't gonna share the price, Dr. Campbell. I didn't want to scare them, but clearly you just did. But keep those at home. Stay away. Bed risers. This is actually something new because we realized students would get hurt. Students and parents, when they came onto campus, would want to raise the bed, but they would get hurt in the process. I was like, yeah, we need to stop. And so if you want to re-level your bed, totally okay. We have facilities that can do that. Not on the day that you are moving in, though, because they're doing other things on campus, but you can easily put in a work order, and they'll be taken care of within the first week that you move onto campus, okay? And furniture, futon, couches, mattresses, things of that nature are a no-go. Beanbag chairs, no-go. Bookshelves, no-go. What else?
The large rugs.
No. Large rugs, no. Small rugs, we welcome. Large rugs, no. That girl in the U-Haul, she had a large rug. She took it back with her, so there's that. Lots of no's, but I want to be transparent. You guys can't say that I didn't share that information with you. Perks of living on campus?
So just a reminder, and just an FYI, we do weekly educational and social events within the residence hall. So every week there's something going on every single week, okay? And multiple times throughout that week, okay? So great opportunities, again, to connect with the RAs and RFMs in the space, your roommates, your suite mates, neighbors, residents on different floors, even some potential first years that will be living in a different building if you're in McKeon or McMahon. So a lot of opportunities to connect. Also safety, we have 24-hour front desk security that's making sure that we are all protected in the space, okay? Residential life staff are on call, on duty. RAs are on call starting at the nighttime. You'll learn about the different times a little bit later. And then we have professional staff, resident directors on a 24-hour crisis rotation as well. You have Wi-Fi throughout the building, which is really important, very important. Control the heating and coolings in the room. Cable services, free laundry, of course, even the fitness center that we have in McMahon, okay? So it's a lot of perks to living on campus. And you're in a really nice area of New York City, which is always beautiful too. So you know that when you're on campus, you are safe, you have the amenities, you do have the resources and items that you need to feel comfortable, to feel secure, and to engage and really connect in the community. So it's really wonderful and really great. Yeah. And these are just some photos. Thought it was important to add. Hold on, wait. So there are a lot of events that take place in the residence halls, but also off campus too. So, Fordham, the phrase is New York is my campus, right? So the student staff is making sure that you're connected to the city. If you're not from New York City, or you're just nervous to really go throughout the city, or you don't even know how to navigate the subway. I'm from Arkansas, so it took me some time to figure it out too, okay? Student staff will be with you and assist you in that way. We have programs where the student staff are taking you walk across the street to Central Park, other times to the Brooklyn Bridge, to Dumbo, parts of the Bronx, Queens, Harlem. What is the thing in the water? Oh, kayaking, yes. Kayaking in the Hudson, all those different things that you'll get an opportunity to do. So you don't have to worry about, I don't know how I'm going to figure out the city. Student staff are there to assist you. If you are athletic, or into fitness or any type of movement in any way, we do different programs and different activities running in Central Park. I live on the 19th floor, and some students knew that I like to run in the morning. So we ended up going to Central Park one morning to do a group run, which was really nice as well. So you will get outside of the building, okay? There's gonna be days where you don't want to, you just wanna stay inside and do your thing, but just know you will become fully immersed into the city and feel very connected to New York City. So if you're worried about navigating that, we'll take care of you, promise, okay? The next slide is just some more photos from different events that you've already seen. And
these are particularly, correct me if I'm wrong, but so we think it's important for residential students to also engage with commuters, right? So we do specific programming throughout the year, so you guys are intermingling, right? Obviously, we're transitioning to post-COVID right now, but we do have a first-year program with our commuters in where they will potentially have access to McKeon for a specific amount of hours during the day. Usually, they're very focused on the academic side, so they're usually hours from 10 to 6, where you guys can do group projects and things of that nature within the residential hall, or just hang out, right? Because it's great when you guys connect with folks on your floor, but there's another community that we want to make sure you're intermingling with. So, and these particular events were with commuters.
Okay, good point.
Awesome. So we had mentioned a couple of things before. I think living on campus is great. It's an experience. I'm telling you this right now. You will spend one third of your time in college in the residential hall, right? So we make sure it's a home for you, but we also want to make sure that you have resources at your feet. And it doesn't mean that you have to be an extrovert to take advantage of these resources, right? We are talking a lot about like the beauty and like the romanticize of programming and getting involved and things of that nature. But what if you're having a bad day and you want to talk to someone, right? Or you got a bad grade in your on an exam and you want to be directed to talk to your academic dean. We come into those spaces as well. So yes, we do a lot of fun things, but there's another side to resources that we definitely consider, right? And so we have resident directors, which is Chris, and other folks. We have 4 living on campus. We have resident assistants, RAs, and RFMs. You will have an RA and RFM living on your floor. They're trained for 2 weeks before you guys move in on everything they need to know to bring you onto campus, not only to welcome you, but to be able to be a good resource in the good times, the bad times, and in between, right? So, did I mention? Yes. I wanted to point out things. I mentioned earlier that your housing application is due July 1st. If you have not done that, please do so. Many of you guys, I've heard, that have requested a roommate. Congratulations, that's very exciting. But what happens if that doesn't work out? Whoopsie. I like mom's face. You're like, whoops. So that happens actually a lot more than we want to, but it's okay because everyone's trained. Not only am I trained, though I'm very far removed from the kind of like hierarchical pyramid, but definitely RDs are trained on conflict resolution and management, and so are RAs and RFMs. So they are definitely trained in that manner, and I wanted to specifically point that out because we have very kind souls that enter our doors and don't want to speak up. And I'm over here, I'm like, you're your best advocate. Speak up. And the best way for you to speak up is to your RA and RFM, right? And so I really wanted to point that out. So obviously, community development programming, mediation, conflict resolution, social and educational events, we've been talking about that. And there also, our student staff is on duty 24/7, lies, 24/7 on the weekends and after hours when our office is closed. So we have someone on duty at all times to address any crisis management that we need, from an RA level to an RD level, and even when an RD needs assistance, they consult with me. So there's someone always there to kind of navigate whatever your student may need at the time. Am I missing anything? I kind of like jumped around, but you want to talk about a little bit more about RHA?
I'll mention it on there's a slide for it.
Okay.
It's good.
Whatever you want.
Yes.
Hello? I don't know what's that. Maybe it's telling us to like keep moving. I don't know.
No, it sounds like
We're
a
good on
phone.
time. Sorry about the noise. It's kind of distracting. But outside of getting involved within clubs, we love when our students have such a great time moving in and a great time on campus and on their floor, whatever that looks like, and they want to be part of the team, right? They want to be part of the ORL team. Or if they don't have the best experience, they're like, I want to change that. I want to be part of the team to change that. I also welcome that energy too, right? And so every year we have a recruitment process to be an RA and RFM. It usually starts in November.
Yes.
Yep, November, so there's a bunch of info sessions, and when I say a bunch, there's about 10 that cater to residents and commuter students, because we're always looking for commuters to join our team as well, to be inclusive. And so you go to an info session. We want you to definitely know where you're getting yourself into before you decide to take the leap and apply to be on staff. But it's a great time. And so if you guys want to know more about what they do, there's actually on our Instagram Live, there are a bunch of RAs from this past year and the year before who talk about their experience, what they do, etc. So definitely take a look at that.
All right, so this video never works. I hate it. All right, so RHA is the Residence Hall Association. I'm the advisor for RHA. I've been for the past couple of years. So anyone involved back in high school in your hall government, hall council, student government, any of that? But were you involved in any other things on, leadership stuff? And okay, we got a few. That's okay. If you weren't, this is your chance while you are in college, okay? RHA is a really great opportunity to be a voice and a part of the residential community in a really cool way, okay? So RHA is one of the big three on campus, the student government, the commuter association, and RHA. They really prioritize mainly three areas: the student advocacy piece, student programming or events, and then the leadership development of the students and the RHA board and RHA members too. They put on a lot of events throughout the year. At least 2 to 3 a month is what they try to aim for, from different virtual runs in the last year, Lunar New Year celebrations, different social justice and diversity, inclusion, equity, those different types of events. And then an annual auction that they host every year that's really big and really huge. Patrick was involved in that last year, and it was pretty mega. So RHA is a really great chance for you to really, really, really get involved. It's important as first-year students. Don't think that year one has to be completely in your room, go to class, and that's it. Get involved, do some things to really connect and engage, add some things to that resume for their first year, and RHA is a great way to do that, okay? Great leadership skills and opportunities. We do have a first-year program and coordinator position, technically 2 available. We always leave that position for the first-year students. So when you all move in, you'll receive more information, and you will throughout the summer, through some different emails and some connections with RHA, some different programming that they're gonna do through Instagram and through some Zoom connections as well. So it's an opportunity for you to get involved as soon as and join the e-board. But as a member of Residence Life living on campus, you're also technically a general body member. So make sure you do your part and come and voice and be some change in the residential community, okay? I also have the Instagram listed there, so make sure if you haven't to pull out your phones and follow the Instagram account. There might be some opportunities for you to win some things this summer, maybe next year, okay? Make sure you're following and staying up to date on everything RHA, all right?
And another way in where you can get involved, I mentioned that there was campus ministry lived in McMahon Hall, right? Erin Hoffman, who has 3 beautiful kids, lives there with her husband, oversees campus ministry. And so we have a peer minister program through her office and ORL. So if you are looking for leadership opportunities, inclined on a spiritual level, definitely actually start reaching out to peer ministers now. We currently have 8. And if you're interested, they're always looking for first years to join the team. And if that's something that you want to kind of continue from like high school or from when you were younger, we definitely have that outlet as well. Housing rates. I don't like talking about money. It's kind of rude, right? So it's very expensive, but I'm gonna be honest, it's expensive, but I think you get a lot for your buck, right? And so from my understanding, you have already gotten your housing bill earlier this month. What month are we in? July? June. You might have gotten it about 2 weeks ago. If not, check your accounts, and those are the rates.
And that is 2021 through 22. So I know I think it says 2020 through 2021. They're just the correct rates for this
Yes.
academic year.
Thank you.
Just some photos.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you put these. And I love how Chris is in every single one of them. Right?
I know.
Chris. Oh, you're not in here.
I'm not in that one.
Oh, but I miss the team. Oh, so sweet. Now you got to know us a little bit, and now we want to be able to answer any and all questions that you have. Feel free to use the mic.
Oh, we're fancy.
All right, you're gonna have to get up and go to the mic. Sorry. And if you're shy, I totally respect that. I'll come to you. Sorry about that.
Hi.
Hi.
It's loud. Okay. So on the what not to bring, what to bring list, it said string lights. Do those also include battery-operated string lights, or is it just things that go directly into the wall? All.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, as long as I'm up here, also I wanted to ask about how Fordham is connected with the performing arts community in New York. Like, as Fordham students, do we get discounts, or are we included in Broadway shows? Do we get special access to stuff? What is that?
OLs, y'all want to help me on this, on the OS side? Thank you.
There are some opportunities for student involvement in terms of discounted tickets and things of that nature. Also, a lot of our programming through some of the student clubs and organizations, residential, life staff. We also do some discounted Broadway shows and things of that nature. So you'll see listings and such in student involvement, but also some of the advertisements that go up with the various programs and initiatives that take place throughout the academic year. There are opportunities for that.
Great, thank you.
Oh, someone.
Yeah, I have more information on that too. I do know that when everything's open, there's discounted tickets to see shows at Lincoln Center. Look up Jazz at Lincoln Center, certainly make performances. We have discounts. We're gonna talk more about this with our session. You can also rush tickets for Broadway. Those are
Yes.
that actually be getting all the different resources that aren't necessarily discounts, but discounts in general. We got you.
We had a question about room assignments. When will you be given your room assignment along with your roommate information? And that is the first week of August. Okay? Perfect. Any other questions?
Hi, yeah, it's me again.
It's me again. I love it.
So, as I said before, I really like to cook. I'm very passionate about it. I get very emotional when I cook. It's like therapy for me.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah, I aspire to be a trophy husband one day. So that's sort of like I have to cover all
I
my
respect
bases.
that too. Good for
Yeah.
you.
So my question is, do you have a grill? And if not, can I bring one?
You definitely can't bring a grill. I can answer that question. We don't. We don't have a grill. We used to have a grill. And then we realized that in order to have a grill on our own account, we had to have someone trained within our department to be able to, like, for fire safety, be well equipped to run a grill. You're extra. No. Nope, we're not doing this. John, nope. Love your energy though, but no, we don't have a grill. But when we do like barbecues and things of that nature that we provide to you, right? Because you all pay so much money, we want to give that to you. We have professionals through Aramark who do that. So
Isn't there like a piece that you can put on like a stove to get like a grill vibe?
the chef doesn't trust
You
it.
don't trust it?
No, he doesn't trust it. The chef is like, that's not the way you do it.
Depending
question,
on the weather, you can probably walk down a couple of blocks and find someone barbecuing and say, "Hey." Harlem is a great place for that. They're always cooking on the streets. It's great.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
So wait,
What's up, John?
should I go sit back down or?
No.
Okay, like my house is in Brooklyn, so could I like I have a very small grill. It's
Why
like
don't you
a
just grill in Brooklyn?
little-
Bring the party to you in Brooklyn. I'm sure your mom would
Or,
love that.
No,
We could do a
yeah.
community bar.
A lot of these things is just being mindful that, you're in this large community. We have to make sure we do everything in a safe way, following code, because any incident or issue or even error is going to affect the entire community too, right?
Yeah,
But I
we
do
don't have the
understand
space
the
for it.
barbecue is life. Unfortunately, we can't.
Sorry, John. I think everyone got to
question.
know you very well today, John. Oh, Jesus. Any other questions from anyone else?
Yeah, we received this pamphlet in the mail,
Okay.
and we went ahead and did a starter pack with the sheets and towels. But there is a trunk item that's for sale. It's from Fordham University. Do you know about that?
That's through our partner. So our housing operations individual who does all the assignments work with liaisons.
Okay.
And so what is your specific question?
Question is the trunk. We haven't purchased it yet. We wanted to wait till we came today, and it's not on the list.
I'm not too familiar. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
As long as the bed is raised, yes.
Underneath the bed, because the beds are able to be elevated.
Okay,
So we have notches on the bed, so there is capability for you to put something under.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit more to like initiatives to get Fordham students engaged and involved with the community, not only like just the Fordham community, but the community around us?
Yeah, so in what manner? Do you want to know a little bit more about?
Like service.
Community
and,
service?
yeah,
Yep,
just
yep.
engagement in general.
So I always say my goal is to make sure you have a community on campus. But I get to know a lot of commuter students as well, and where they feel like a community is found off campus. And I think it's great. It doesn't. I push for Fordham because I graduated from Fordham LC a while ago. I'm not going to share when, but I'm also a Fordham alum, so I'm a big fan of Fordham. But a lot of students actually find community off campus, which is great as well, as long as they do so in a safe manner. Part of that is through community service. So we work closely with CCEL. I don't know if it's your. Yeah, but I don't know. Are they in the agenda today?
Well, Candace was not available, and, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we work closely with CCEL on campus, who is kind of like our community service, engaged learning office leadership. They really spearhead a lot of those interests. And so I know they do Urban Plunge. That's kind of their big introduction into the academic year. But throughout the year on our end, our staff likes to connect within the community. But we also recognize that we don't want to just put you out there once. We want to make sure we're building long-lasting relationships with the community, because it's not fair, right? It's not fair to just dip in and then dip out whenever it's convenient to you. If you're going to honor the community that you live in, you want to try and see how you can make it more sustainable. So we do have specific partners in the area that RAs and RFMs work with, like throughout the year. year. It depends on the RA. We have some that are much more passionate than others. And so it kind of really depends. But the beauty in it is that you guys get to create your own experience. So when you guys move onto campus, the RAs and RFMs have kind of like a little checklist in their back pocket, but they know that the best way they can serve you is by asking, hey, what do you want to do? How do you envision your first year? So if service is really important to you, make sure you advocate for that for yourself. Does that help you? Of course. Yes. Yes, yeah. Perfect, yes. So on the Res Life specific end, we don't have a lot of cross-cultural programming. It's completely different, but definitely through OSI, we allowed guests of any nature, usually on campus for events. And so if there's any guest, then yes, definitely a Rose Hill student can come down. Lincoln Center, when I was a student, definitely went up to Rose Hill for specific activities. All I had to do was get actually a Ram Van ticket through OSI because they provide them for academic needs or activities.
Right here, Kelly.
Questions? All right. That's a great question, and I was dreading that question. No, Sophia. Sophia, do you go by Sophia? Perfect. Sophia asked about guests on campus. And the reason I was like, oh, damn it, it's because we're transitioning post-COVID. So we're still trying to figure that out. So I'm going to be very transparent. We do not know as of today. Don't know, which is why we didn't include it in the presentation. Normally, what it is that you always have to sign in pre-COVID. You always had to sign in any type of guest that did not live in your building from a specific time to a specific time. If you wanted to have a family member like a cousin or of a friend, a sibling, sleep over, that's fine. We have a process for that, but right now, everything's up in the air. We just approved that parents can assist you in moving in. So if that helps you understand, yeah, we're very cautious. We're trying to keep up with our times. I know CDC's things have been lifted in New York City, but you know, we gotta be ready to pivot. So we're still working on that. Sophia. Of course. That's all we have?
Lunch is ready,
yeah. Okay. Lunch is next. Thank you guys so much for engaging with us. Love meeting you all. Very quickly, you're gonna transition into lunch. If you have additional questions, I have business cards on this table. If you wanna just take a picture and then email us any questions later on, we'll gladly answer anything that we weren't able to chat about.
All right, before everyone heads out, just wait 1 second before we head over to lunch. Thank you first to Kelly and Chris, you guys rock. With lunch outside in the plaza, we're having a resource fair, so they're gonna have different representatives from different Fordham departments, career resources, dining, IT, OMA, and ROTC, so you guys, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them. And since it is very hot outside, we have spaces in here if you wanna bring your lunch back in here, the atrium, which is in the other building across from the quad. So we'll have space indoors so no one's outside dying in the heat. But yeah, you guys can head out now. You can follow the OLs. Allie's right over there. She'll help you get settled outside.